SNC-Lavalin is back in the news. We know that the RCMP has made inquiries into whether some form of obstruction of justice might have taken place. We also know that Mr. Trudeau has refused to allow the relevant parties to speak to the RCMP, just as he refused to allow them to speak to the Ethics Commissioner or to the Justice Committee about what happened around that cabinet shuffle that led to the resignation of Jody Wilson-Raybould and then Jane Philpott from the cabinet. I don't think this is going to be something that we litigate every day on the campaign trail. Absolutely not. But this election is about trust. It is about which leader do you trust to govern us through the next however many years. There are people who say we cannot trust Andrew Scheer on questions of a woman's right to abortion or the rights of LGBTQ Canadians. He says, you can trust me. I will never legislate in these areas. I will never restrict the rights of women or sexual minorities. Do you trust him when he says that? Justin Trudeau says that he did nothing wrong, that he never intimidated the Attorney General, that he never tried to interfere in the criminal prosecution of SNC-Lavalin. And you're just going to have to trust me because I'm not going to allow the people who were involved in the conversations to tell us what was said. So it's a question of trust in Justin Trudeau, a question of trust at Andrew Scheer, and then, of course, maybe you trust neither of them on these key issues. Maybe you trust Jagmeet Singh or Elizabeth May of the NDP and the Green Party. It's your decision as to which of these leaders you trust most or distrust least. I think this is an election in which, indeed, trust is in short supply, and this is nothing new. Canada, like other Western nations, suffers from an erosion of trust in the institutions of our democracy, whether it's Parliament, the leadership, the legislatures at the provincial level, even the courts, the schools. People are more wary, less deferential, less convinced that people who claim to know what is in their best interest are, in fact, acting in their best interest. Now, that skepticism is healthy. Journalism is all about encouraging a healthy skepticism in our readership, in the public, to make sure that we can hold people to account, to make sure that what they say, they in fact do. At a certain level, though, it becomes corrosive, and we have to ask ourselves, how far down the road are we to a level of mistrust that reflects in really serious erosions of trust in institutions, which leads to a populist leader such as Donald Trump in the United States, that leads to Brexit in Great Britain, that leads to the many far-right anti-immigrant parties that we see in Europe. That is an issue perhaps on the other end of this election after it's over, but it's something we need to address.